Hello, fellow stinky people of Earth. Welcome back to the ULM Dynasty, taking over the Indians. We are heading into Year 6 right off the bat here, getting into our schedule with our first game of the season. It's a home game with the Houston Cougars that we do win by a nice little margin. 32 is a gross number, but it's okay because we win. Then we're going to go on the road here to UCF and play the Knights here. We're going to win by just a touchdown, but it's good enough to get us to 2-0 on the year, before we then head to Mississippi to play Mississippi State, who we kind of beat the snot out of. So we'll pick up a Power 5 win, a P5 win as a G5 school. I will take that before we rack up our fourth straight win of the season with a close victory over Troy State, who was booty batter butt cheeks. So that's kind of gross that we barely won that game, but we did barely win it. So moving to 4-0, and then we take on Arkansas State on the road, who we also beat the snot out of, who has not won a game, and advance to 5-0 before we then head home finally to play UConn, who we also beat the snot out of, to go to 6-0, and then can't catch our breaks around here. Jeez. And then we welcome New Mexico State, who we also beat. So they're pretty much out of the running for the Sun Belt. But that takes us into our biggest game of the year against North Texas, who absolutely throttles us on their way to a 9-0 start. Probably hasn't happened in school history for them. But that was probably the game for the Sun Belt right there. And they just about took it from us. So we pick up another win against USF, who has one win on the year. We do win our rivalry game against UL Lafayette to get to 10-1 on the year, 4-1 in conference, and then our final game of the year against Idaho ends in another blowout in favor of the Indians. So an 11-1 season, a massive year. I think it's probably the best year the school has ever had, and it's probably going to all be for naught because we lost to North Texas. And there you see another invite to come back to the New Orleans Bowl and play the Memphis Tigers. So we do get into the rankings. We're ranked 22nd in the nation here. We have a very highly ranked offense. We have the sixth best offense in college football, and that's only going to amount to a number 22 rank and an 11-1 finish, and we're not even going to win our own conference. So, and we're going to play a team that only played 11 games, and we played 12. So this is essentially our backyard at this point, even though I think Tulane actually does play in the Superdome in this era. But we've basically turned this into our own home because we are now in the New Orleans Bowl, I believe, for the third time since taking over ULM. And yeah, we went in 04 and 05, and so this is our first time since 2005. But we won the Sun Belt in both of those seasons. But we did not necessarily win the New Orleans Bowl in those games. So the first time we ever did come to the New Orleans Bowl, we did lose to Memphis. So this is hopefully, ideally, going to be a, I guess, revenge game for us. See if we can maybe pick up a New Orleans Bowl victory against a familiar opponent. Take a win here. We've won the New Orleans Bowl. The last time we were here in 2005, we did win against UAB. But we have yet to beat Memphis, so we're going to take a look now into the game here. Memphis is already rolling close to midfield here. Is there a fullback, I guess? Running back, maybe? It's a big white boy. Gets brought down on the logo. And so on a 2nd-1 here now for the Tigers offense, can our defense stand tall as our quarterback's going to drop back? He's got a very clean pocket, but he's taking a lot of time. He's going to float this one up, and that one is caught by his receiver, and he's hauled down inside the 10-yard line. So Memphis now basically flips the field and gets himself deep inside the red zone here in our territory. That was a disgusting throw, dude. He took that on the run, running forward. I don't even understand how he got that much power behind it. Someone get that guy in the NFL. So first and goal for Memphis. They're going to send the running back in motion. Odd choice, but hey, it's their offense. Memphis already runs an interesting scheme here, so it's another clean pocket for the quarterback. He's going to float out to the right side, and he actually does find an open receiver. I don't know how he was open, but he was open enough to make that catch and not really do a whole lot with the football after he did. So he's going to get brought down just about where he caught it. And Memphis is still looking to move upfield here, but they're going to mark him down at about the 5. So they're going to hand off to the running back here, who runs right up the middle. He had a nice little hole there to get through, but that one closed awfully quick, so he doesn't get in. So on 3rd and goal now, they're going to stay in the I formation, see if they can just punch it right up the middle, potentially. We are loading the box. We were anticipating that run up the middle, and again, we cover it very well as one of our defenders takes off the head of Memphis's running back, and he's unable to get into the end zone. So they're going to bring out the kick unit, knock this one through here. We had a guy actually penetrate the line and run up the middle here. But that kick is good. So Memphis is going to take a 3-0 lead here, and now we have an opportunity on offense here. Our quarterback nearly gets absolutely crumbled before he gets rid of that one to an open receiver. So it's going to be a fresh set of downs now for your Indian offense. So we're going to get another look at this here as, Wright nearly just gets absolutely clobbered on that throw. He gets rid of it. Still a fairly decent ball that he got rid of. He just stood in that pocket. He didn't move around at all. He just snapped it and just trusted in the line. I wouldn't do that if I were him. So 1st and 10 here from just about midfield now for the Indians. We're going to hand this one off to Young, who's going to get to the outside. And he's got some space here, and he's got a ton of speed. And he's breaking a couple tackles and getting brought down inside the 30, just about at the 25-yard line, the Memphis 25-yard line. And that is another fresh set of downs. So, and there you see his season. I said last year I wanted him to get over that 1,000-yard mark, and he did this year. He absolutely crushed it, man, with over 1,200 yards in the first 12 games of the year. So in this game 13 here, he's got another opportunity to break 13 potentially. So, but the first quarter is going to come to a close. Memphis is holding on to a 3-0 lead over us here, but we haven't really had an opportunity with the football, and now we're trying to make the most of it. But we are facing a 3rd down now after the Frank Young run, and we're just going to give it to him again and see if he can do something with it, and he can absolutely do something with it as he gets to the outside edge yet again, and is just trying to basically a foot race with some other defenders, and he gets brought down inside the 10-yard line. So it's now a fresh set of downs, and it's goal to go for our offense. So on 2nd and goal, we're going to come out in I formation, hand off to the fullback, who's going to try and run it up the middle, and he's just shaking dudes off, says, get off of me. So Frank Young gets us within scoring range, and the fullback's going to finish things off for us. So can't be too mad about that here. Watching a drive just kind of get manufactured on the ground is not something that I think we're too familiar with, but it works out for us. So the first half is going to come to a close with us holding a 4-point lead now over Memphis here. 7-3 is all there is to speak of. And now coming out of the halftime intermission here, we're going to start off with a kickoff here, and Memphis gets a solid return, shaking off some dudes, but he's going to fumble the football. He's going to drop it. So it was an amazing return by Memphis. He had absolutely redirected the field there and had some open space and even had a good bit of speed, but he's going to drop the ball on the ground off a pretty weak contact, I should say. And now we have this one going the other way, and the ground game is continuing to roll as Frank Young picks up another first down for us, but we have a 3rd down situation now here. I guess he didn't make it the first down, but we had a 3rd and short, and now we're going to hand it off to the fullback, who is going to get that first down. And we're just going to stick on the ground with the fullback because he seems to be doing things pretty well. And ironically, his name is Monroe, so he fits in here. But he gets us closer to the goal line, and now we're going to give it to Frank Young to finish things off. We gave it to Monroe in the last drive to finish things off. Now we're going to give it to Frank to finish things off as we get our 2nd touchdown of the bowl game. So 14-3 is your score. And now we have another opportunity with the football as Memphis is struggling to do much on offense with it. So we're going to do a little bit that we want. If you guys don't mind, Mr. Memphis, we're going to have our own bit of fun. So 1st and 10 now, deep in Memphis territory here, about the 35-yard line, and now Wright's going to keep it himself, and he's going to split the gap there. That was a good read by him. Split the gap and extend that play a bit, and it's a solid pickup for this offense. So end of the 3rd quarter comes, and we are up 14-3, holding 11-point lead. Now at the top of the 4th quarter, we're going to give it to Monroe here to pick up the last couple of yards. Fullback University. Shout out to Not the Expert, but it's Fullback University here as we get the first down. But on a 3rd and 10, we need something here through the air, and Wright manages to get it for us as he finds Lynch for a humongous pickup to get us inside the 10. And now to Old Reliable, give it to Monroe, and he's going to drag some guys into the end zone with him, but he's going to pick up his 2nd touchdown of the game, man. It is huge. So late in the game here, with just a minute and a half to go, Memphis is going to try and maybe rally back here as they have an opportunity to get in the end zone, and they do just that with their fullback. So 3 fullback touchdowns in this game. That's pretty wild, isn't it? But Memphis finally does add some more points to the board. They're going to keep the offense on the field and try and go for the 2-point conversion here, and maybe stage a comeback potentially. Who knows? It's a very awkward play. It kind of falls apart here, and it's an awkward throw that the receiver's going to have to come out of the end zone to get, and that's going to not allow him to get back into the end zone to convert. So Memphis is going to lose this one 9-21. We're going to hang on. Excuse me. And win our second New Orleans Bowl in school history. So it's our third time going, and we won it twice. So we finally beat Memphis. So Memphis beat us the first time, and we got some revenge in the rematch of the 2004 New Orleans Bowl. So